Welcome to KlanaTV Conversation with Klana. And Klana, that's me. Today's topic is self-love. Right before I started the webinar, a post of a friend popped up on Facebook with the title, "Women Need Hugs Every Day." What do you think about that? I think that's true. But sometimes that's not so easy, because if you don't have a partner or there isn't anybody who hugs you, who does it then? My suggestion is you do it yourself. That works easily, just like this. You can cuddle yourself. I wasn't like that always. No, I was quite uptight and inhibited, and I would have never ever have done a webinar like this, or even done that in front of a camera only a few years ago. I worked in a corporate job, and there came a point that it was boring, and I thought, wow, another 15 years doing that job? No way. And how it is in life, sometimes accidentally the right people cross your way. And so somebody showed up and introduced me to coaching. And suddenly I found myself in a coaching seminar on Ibiza. That was not very comfortable, but something inside myself told me that's the right way to go. And so I kept on doing this and visited Ibiza and these seminars a few times in that year. My first time was in May, and in September I decided to quit my job, get rid of all my stuff, my apartment and in Germany, and move to Ibiza. And that was a very important step for me. I was always into security, and I was afraid, but at the same time totally excited. And I was surprised about my own decision that I took. But then I really did it. I packed my car as full as it could be and drove through France and Spain, took the ferry and came to Ibiza. And here I am still. It's almost 9 years now. Wow. What a life unfolded in this last years. If you would have told me what's going to happen with me after this decision, I would have never believed it. So I did here on Ibiza. I started with being a professional coach and still attending the classes to become the professional coach and to finally get a certificate in doing so. So I had a really good foundation. And besides that, I tried things out, little projects, to find out what do I really want to do with this. Coaching is a wide field. My coach initially told me, "You are a sex coach." And I could not believe that. I was so somehow disgusted when he told me that. I could not believe it. But somehow he was right. But because what am I doing now? Exactly that. It took me a while to get there. So the ways are not always straight. And especially with the topics that really go to our hearts because we don't admit it. And especially with this topic of sexuality, where is such a taboo in this society. And me, I was really, as I said in the beginning, uptight and inhibited. I couldn't see that at all. So I started out giving communication trainings and life coaching one-on-one to find out what people want to do with their lives. And it's always easier to do that for other people than for yourself. But I was always being coached myself. Since I started with this, I had always a coach. And without a coach, I would have never come to that place where I am now. So I'm really, really thankful for all the help I got in this way. Within these little projects and trying myself out, I realized that I love to touch people and I love to be touched. And that was completely new for me as well. I barely shook people the hand like it's usual in Germany. And now I found myself in a completely different way of life. And I was really surprised about what is going on with me. That was not the used me, or the one the used me, my English, was not the person I knew so far. I made another training to become a masseuse. And I started giving massages here on this wonderful island. And then interesting things happened. I got calls from men who wanted some kind of special massages. And I told them, I don't do that. The massages I'm doing are cultural body work and relaxing and blah, blah, blah. This is not what I'm doing. But there was one summer, and in 2 days, I think 4 or 5 men called me, and one insisted calling me. I had a friend visiting me, and she told me, when this guy calls again, or one of them, you say yes. Okay, I did. And that was hilarious because I had no clue what to do. So this first session was a little bit icky, but it worked out. He came again, and I thought, but I can do that much, much better. And so I did some research in my network and got the information that there is a training to become a sexological body worker. And I thought, what's that? I checked out the website, I talked to this guy who leads the classes, and I decided immediately to do that. And then it dawned me, wow, now I am in there, which means I need to go through that program by myself. It's not just that I learn something and I give it to somebody talking, because like the word says, body work, we really work hands-on on the people. So, and our first talk, we started out with an online training. Our task was 30 days masturbation every day for 30 minutes. Wow. That was something. 30 minutes. And that every day. A lot of resistances came up there, not only for me. And that was good because we were in an online group and exchanging our experiences. So I realized I'm not the only one. I'm not alone. And no matter if it were the men or the women in the group, we all had our challenges with this task. But I must tell you, this was one of the most amazing things I ever did for myself. Because with this practice, I got to know myself, I got to know my body, and I got to love myself and my body. I used to have some body issues because I'm quite tall, and I always thought I'm too thick. I had a belly, and my tits are too small, my butt too flat, and so I had always something that I didn't like. After these 30 days, things changed completely. And I had a totally different feeling for my body sensations. And I realized what I like and what I don't like. I really discovered my body. That was cool. And this is what I wanted to tell you today. That if you want to have a better feeling for yourself, for your body, just do that practice if you are not already doing it. As children, we start usually at different ages, but sometimes quite early, to masturbate. And we learn there that we have to be quick because we don't want to be discovered. And this very same pattern, my clients tell me, they usually keep until their adult life. And that was the same for me. So I had my technique, 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe 5, and then there was the release, and it was okay. And with these practice, I learned there, and I'm still doing that, and I'm teaching my clients how they can do that. This is exploring yourself, and it is not about the goal to reach the goal to have an orgasm. It's more the pleasure part of the whole story, and the discovery and the exploration. Yeah, how you can do that? Try out the heart genital connection, for instance, which means you put one hand on your heart and the other one you place on your pussy. And then breathe into it and close your eyes. Then you can be more with yourself and feel into it. See how that works, if it's different to the sensations you had before. Just realizing what happens in your body. And then you can add some different kinds of breath. You can breathe slowly or in a rhythm, like and see what happens then. And then you can add some sound, for instance, like a sigh when you, with the out breath, like and you will feel how you settle down. You can try those things when you are closed. Not closed. You should open up with those things. I think you do. These are just little experiments, and you can integrate that then in your masturbation practice. And if you like to know more about it, I would love you to write me and ask your questions, and I will be happy to answer them. And you can download some tips to have more 6 ways to get out of pressure into pleasure. And I will put the link somewhere where you can see it so that you are able to download that. or just schedule a free discovery call with me so that we can figure out how I can support you. Hope to see you soon again at KlanaTV Conversation with Klana. And enjoy your pleasurable practice. Bye-bye.